It can be helpful at times to embed a website within Canvas. That way students don't need to open other tabs, and it keeps them a little bit more contained. Sometimes it's easy to get distracted when you're opening other tabs and searching for other websites. One thing that you can do, well, there's a couple ways of doing this. Let's take a look at a website that creates an embed code itself. So let's try Padlet here. If we go to Share, you'll see Share, Export, Embed show up. So a lot of times under the Share button, you'll find these things. We'll click it and embed your blog on your website right here. And this is the code that we'd want to copy. It does have a couple other ways that you can copy code and put it in, but this is the way that's going to actually put Padlet into Canvas and allow us to use it within Canvas. So I'm going to copy that, and I made sure that I wasn't in the rich content editor. You want to be in the HTML editor, so I click that and I paste in the code, and if I go back to the rich content editor, you'll see my Padlet show up. It says this is Padlet here. Let's edit this and let's type in this is an example. And you'll see that when I go to my actual Padlet link here that I was at, let's close this out, you'll see that it changed it on the actual Padlet website because it's actually embedded here. It's the same thing, it's just showing it in a different place. Another way to get a website in if there's not a nice little share button and an embed is to go to your website. This is a website on Math Learning Center that I could create base 10 blocks and students start to learn place value. And I can take this web address, I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to go over here to an iframe generator search that I did earlier, and let's see, I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to paste in the URL code that I just copied, and I'm going to leave the width at 100%. The height I'm going to need to be a little taller. I'm going to put 900 on there. Anywhere between usually 900 and 1,000 for the height works. You can't put the height in a percent when embedding into Canvas though. That doesn't work. You can have these other features here if you want, but I'm going to go ahead and just generate it. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go back to my assignment, and since I haven't saved this, what I'm going to do is just delete the Padlet that we have in here. Get rid of that code, and I'm going to paste in the iframe code, and let's go back to our rich content editor, and here you'll see it in there. Now it's hard to see the full view of it. Let's go ahead and save this one so we can see the whole thing. There we go. And let's see if I can pull over. Yep, I can do that right in Canvas now. Represent my answer and everything that I would need to represent. So students could have this. Maybe you put some problems. Let's go to edit, and you could, in the edit mode, after you have this embedded, you could go down to this bottom part, and you could put in, you know, some problems here for them to work out and represent place values. Another way to do this, and you can just do a straight up website, I found this kidsites.com. This one's not a secure site, and so sometimes sites that aren't secure don't play well with Canvas because Canvas likes to have this HTTPS has that secure piece to it. And you'll notice that Padlet has the S. The Math Learning Center website has the S, but this one does not. And so what we're going to do is we're going to try it. And that's all you can really do when it doesn't have a secure piece to it. And so we're going to copy that. We're going to go back to our frame. And let's try it. And I've had luck. Sometimes this works. And you'll notice there's no S there. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm going to get rid of this one and generate a new one. And let's pop that in there and see if it works. rid of our old iframe and put in our new. There we go. Let's go to the kids sites right here and let's save it. Okay, this is one that doesn't look like it works. Sometimes it'll show up like this. Sometimes it'll show up this and I'll have a little message here saying that it can't show this website. But what I see up here is a shield in my URL box. If I click on that and say load unsafe scripts, and students can do this. You can tell them it's okay to load those because it's within Canvas, and this is just the way Canvas acts. And now we can see that the website is there, and we're all able to see this. Now, a couple things about this. You can log out of the Chrome browser and log back in, and you'll get that shield back. So you'll have to let the students know that if they log out and log back in, they'll have to hit that shield again. The shield on the other side, if it shows up over here, that means you're in a Firefox browser. So just be aware of that. I don't know what Safari shows, but it's probably somewhere up here. My guess is it may be over here on Safari. So just depending on your browser, you can look for that shield if it does show up. The other thing that I've had some success, but not as much, is once in a while I'll put a little S here and then create the embed code, and it has worked for me, but more times than not it doesn't. But I have had a couple instances where it did. So you can always try that. If it still doesn't work, then you may just need to find another website that's that would work, that's similar. And that's it for embedding items into a website. So there's a lot of options there. Have fun exploring that.